What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, my co-host, Brandon. How we doing, Brandon?
Awesome. Well, mostly good. I'm recovering from a nice little illness that made me feel like garbage. And for any parents out there, I don't know if anyone else has had this, but um like like our daughter, our 4-year-old, um like she was eating lunch last weekend and and she was like, first of all, everyone knows what happens when you drink too much milk. But she was like, I love milk. And she
Yeah,
had, yeah,
Lucas. Uh,
yeah. I honestly, I don't really have milk that much. So, like, there's a decent chance I'll go to like, an appointment sometime in my future and they'll be like, dude, your bone density is like, just, you're like a bird. And I'll be like, yeah.
no, because we actually don't absorb that much calcium from cow's milk.
All
That
right.
was a lie fed to us by the Got Milk propaganda movement.
All
True
right.
story.
So then I'll be good. Either way.
Either way.
Oh, dude. So she had like two sandwiches and she's 4. Like,
Mhm.
so she's like, I'm just hungry.
Growth spurt
And she
coming.
was like, something. And then all of a sudden, she's like, can I have like some vegetables? I'm like, sure. And then she's like, can I have an apple? I'm like, okay. And she's on glass number 5 of like a probably 6 or 7 ounce glass of milk. And I was like,
Sheesh.
honey, you like, I'm calling, you gotta tap out. Like, you can't do this. And she was like, I'm hungry. And I was like, honey, we remember trying to listen to our body here. And she was like,
Mhm.
no, I'm good. And I was like, we're gonna take a break because I think we're actually at the point of no return. So the best part though, so end lunch on Saturday, she goes off to play with her brother. And I kid you not, my son comes running into the room and he's like, Dad, Mom, Dad, Mom. And my wife goes, hold on. Is it fire or is it blood? That's like, those are the two. And then he like shoots his arm up, like, and we're like, yes, you may know. You may know speak. And he's like, my sister threw up all over the bedroom. And I was like, oh, man. And so I go into the bedroom. She's in the top, her bed's in the top bunk,
Mhm.
which has only been that way for like a couple weeks because we thought, man, maybe she's ready for this.
Mhm.
And that girl got to the top of her bunk bed ladder and went full sprinkler mode, just
Ooh.
everywhere.
See, I'm gonna admit that's not what I thought you meant by sprinkler mode.
What did you think, Emmett? I mean,
Like say it was like nap
hurled.
time, and then like sprinkler, Pete went through the mattress.
Okay, dude, no,
Well,
dude,
that's
I'm
more like
telling,
rain. I
yeah.
digress.
So yeah, I'm talking like walls,
Oh,
windows, like it got on the side between the crack of the bed and like the bunk bed, and so it's
mm.
like dripping through the bottom. And I was like, I had to clean out the bottom bunk. And the best part was I was like underneath cleaning out, and I feel this drip on the back of my head, and I was like, yeah,
No,
that's
no,
that's
no,
that's
no, no, no,
legit.
no, no.
That's legit puke on the back of my head right now.
Oh,
This is parenting. You know the
bro,
worst
I
part.
I did have throw up. I got through up. I got thrown up on my head
Mm,
before, head and neck. So I was given my nephew a piggyback ride,
mm,
and I popped him up on my shoulders to get him a little higher, and he's having a good time. We're moving. Did a little spin. Nothing
yep.
crazy because I can't do the spins.
Yep.
I'll fall down.
Yep.
So I got him up there. I stop. And I just feel this warm oozingness coming down my
Hmm.
shirt and neck. I'm like, Ted, come get your kid. Come get your
Yep.
kid. Come get your kid.
Yep.
Because you can't explode. You can't like
Yep.
freak out, but
Right.
it's like, oh,
Yeah. Yep.
stewing.
The best part about all of this, by the way, So she wasn't ill. She just didn't listen to our wise advice as parents to, stop. I don't do vomit. That's not my thing. But as a parent, now I've had to be really okay with it
Hmm.
because when like, it was a couple years back, like so again, I'm a therapist, and so I hear people sometimes say interesting problem solving in their relationships. And I was like, I heard one time this couple that was talking about like let's divvy up who has to do what, like
That's me
who
all
does
day.
what.
Yep. Hmm.
And I was like, I came home and from that day and I was like, honey, I got an idea. I got a pitch for you.
It's
How
never
about
great when you got to pitch. You got to pitch the idea. All right,
yeah, I was
everyone,
like,
take your seats. If you look at my presentation here.
I was like, honey, all right, here's the deal. Like you're a nurse. You know all about the puke stuff. You got this. Um, I will take literally everything else. Like I kid you not, I like bones, feces. I'll take everything, 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 everything. Just please not puke. Just please not that. And she goes, no dice. And I was like, are you sure? She goes, no dice. Kid you not, that night they start hurling. And at that time she was pregnant, and I was like, you can't be around this because then you
Mhm.
could get dehydrated and that's dangerous. And she had to go to like a family funeral. And at that
Um,
time, we had three kids, so I went 1 on 3 with just stomach bug everywhere. And I was like, I'm either gonna conquer this or it's gonna break me. And whew,
here you are.
yeah, so
Victory.
I walked in Saturday when my child just went and painted her room with
Mhm.
vomit. Um,
That's a
I walked in.
description. That is a
I
description.
I went in and I was just like, I got this. Been here.
Bro, that's no good.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure it makes sense why your wife wouldn't want to take that as her being a nurse. She already has to deal with that.
I
And
I I get it, but I
that's
was
that's no different from me coming home from the vet hospital and taking care of my animals when I do not want to. Like,
yeah. I just I just wanted to try it because I was like, I hate it so much. Like I hate it.
oh yeah, that wasn't the play. That wasn't the play.
Nope.
So outside of that, your week was good.
Outside of that, it was pretty good.
That's what's up.
Pretty pretty good. How about you?
It's been a busy week on my side. Hmm. Oh, so I didn't go. All right. So Monday, comedy show. It was
Yeah.
one of my favorite comedians' birthday. So he was doing a comedy show in LA. So went out to support that. Got to meet a bunch of comedians that I've wanted to meet for years, since like earliest 2015. Like,
Nice.
so I was super hyped. It was a great show. Then I got invited to Tahir's birthday party, which was the next night. And
Hmm.
then I also got invited to another comedy show to support my boy Keenan because he was headlining his first show. So I was
Oh,
like,
was he?
oh, dope. I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah.
So come Tuesday afternoon, Jill's telling me that she had been tired. She was feeling a little worn out and so forth. So I was like, I told you, like, hey, I made the argument. I did my whole spiel, and she was like, all right, I'll suck it up, and we'll go all 3 days in a row. Mind you, LA is 2 hours away from us, so it's not like it's the quickest jaunt over.
Right.
So, and we've been getting a lot of rain as well. So like roads have been nasty and we've been seeing a lot of accidents and stuff too. But knowing that she was going to be really tired come Tuesday night and then having to go out again on Wednesday, I decided to not be so mean and selfish and say, hey, we can stay back tonight, but we're
Yeah.
definitely going tomorrow, but we could stay back tonight. So she was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
She just hung out with the dogs all night and kicked it.
Sweet.
So then comedy show Wednesday was a great time. Again, another 2 hours in the rain. It was actually a little bit longer because traffic was it was gnarly. Like there was some like a little bit of hydroplaning on our side, and then like there was one point where car had went by us and just flushed our whole windshield with water, and we couldn't see
Mhm.
out of it for a few seconds. So it was like super dangerous.
Yeah.
But went out, supported my guy Keenan. Great show. And then yeah, been just kind of recover a little bit, and then we got today. I got a little bit of errands to run this evening, and so kind of a busy week on my side. I'm
Yeah.
excited. It was high time I finally get moving and stepping up in my networking game and whatnot. So that's
Yeah.
been dope. That's been really dope.
Sweet.
Oh,
That's good.
for the crowd, Brandon's running the show, kinda.
Kind of.
He got away. He let me go with my regular old routine and do the intro. So he got out of
We all
that
saw how that
one.
we all saw how that went last time.
I was like, come on, it was a good time. I have fun. I have fun.
It was disastrous
It was a
and
great
awkward.
episode. The
Hmm.
people liked it.
I don't know who these people are.
People,
Like
the people,
the people.
the people that I address, all of the people. Exactly.
That's about it. Yeah, no. I came up with things to dive into.
All
Where do you
right,
want to
man.
where do you want to start?
You're running the show.
Ooh.
Lead the way.
All right. Okay. Um
Okay.
you did it. I'm not gonna just the whisper.
What did I say, Brandon?
Huh?
What did I
What?
say? You said
Uh,
someone said something?
hmm?
Okay, then
We all
proceed with
know.
your topic.
Okay. Okay. I got something. I learned some things because I so you know how like you're always annoyed about like the how old were you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I went into the animal kingdom because you know a ton more about animals than I do.
Okay.
But I wanted to see
Okay.
if I could stump you.
Cool. Hit
Okay.
me with it.
So how old were you when you realized that camels originated in North America?
Was that during the Pleistocene era?
Oh, shut up. For real? You got the era too? Well, that's actually,
If I'm not
also,
mistaken, it was the Pleistocene.
for real.
Deadass. Deadass.
First of all, that's so annoying.
You see it? You see it?
I went on a deep dive. Like I went through so many different things and I was like, all right, no. All right, camels in North what? Like, cause there's
Hmm.
no one looks at a camel and they're like, I bet you came from North America.
That's
That's
that's fair though too. But I've also watched in a lot of like prehistoric America documentaries and things like that. So that it came up there around the same time that I learned about the giant three-toed sloth
okay, fair
and
enough.
how they spread avocados around. And because they don't, they were almost extinct. Avocados
Dang.
almost went extinct because of it.
All right. Ooh, how about you maybe you know this one. Did you know that llamas actually the pathogens and antigens in their bloodstream are the most effective markers for biochemical warfare?
I did not know that. I knew I've known quite a bit about llamas and alpacas for a while because I helped raise them a little bit when I was on the farm. But that's new to me. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's new to me.
Sweet.
So proceed on. I would like to learn more.
I went on a deep so because I went down the camel road, I was like, "Oh, look at that. Llamas and camels are related."
Well,
And the
yeah.
purpose? Well, yeah, okay. I yes, I knew
Didn't
that.
everyone know that? Like,
I mean that you might I don't know. Maybe not.
no, they definitely don't. I'm weird.
Okay.
I like
Um
animals.
so no, like it went down this road of like what's the purpose and the function of like what do llamas do and like so many different cultures like use them for so many different things.
Guard dogs.
Yep.
They're the
They're
best guard dogs.
they're incredibly protective and
Mhm.
like so good. And apparently they just don't back down from a predator. Like no matter what the predator is, they're like, no, you and I are going at it. And you're like, you're you're a weird long necked thing. Like you don't have any real defense mechanisms there. Don't
And you know it
don't
spits on things too, right?
don't stop. We are in the land of innocence
Bro,
and
you
talking about
said
it.
weird long neck thing. Like, I know what that is. And it spits.
I want to go home. I don't feel safe.
I don't feel safe. Shut up.
No, but they like use them now because they've discovered their antibodies are
Mhm.
insane. Like just insanely like potent. And so they actually can use those antibodies and the antigen sort of component of them to like detect biochemical markers. And so they're looking to actually like harvest some of the blood of llamas to use in like detection of biochemical warfare. Like
So what was it that they were using horseshoe crab blood for? The blue blood is like super effective in treating something.
communism. I don't know. That's what they were. I don't know. I don't know.
All your deep dives that blood didn't lead you to. What about other animal bloods and their
No.
uses? Horseshoe crab blood is blue.
All my deep dive was to try and find animal facts that Jovan didn't know.
I mean, you found one.
I did find
There's
one.
there's a lot of animal facts I don't know. I will say I saw something earlier today because we put on like nature shows just on the TV when the dogs are hanging out downstairs, just like little background noise or whatever.
Hmm.
And was watching one on humpback whales, and it was this pod of like 20 humpback whales, and they're on the move because they smell lady in the air, in the water. They smell lady in the water. So they're like 20 miles away, and they're swimming heavy. They're bumping into each other, like fighting and whatnot, all to pull up and stop and see she's about to give birth.
I,
Hey,
I,
we
I
can't
saw
do
that.
nothing with nothing. None of this.
I did see that.
So you saw the largest male go in
Yeah.
front and put up the smoke screen of bubbles.
Yeah.
I thought that
It
was
was like,
cool as
no.
shit.
Yeah. He was like, no, she needs her privacy right now.
Right, literally
Like,
close the
like,
curtain. The
yeah. Just,
millions of bubbles. It's like a Pokemon using bubble beam. Like, what are we? It's
yeah. It
real
was,
life,
but it was like seeing them swimming to that area and like they were, it
they
like looked violent.
bro. They were going for them cheeks, them whale cheeks, and then just to pull up and see that whale's got two tails. Wait a minute. Oh, it's a kid.
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep.
Turn around,
Yep.
guys. Turn it around.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Got a little
Right.
crazy. Just talking to his
Yeah.
other whale buddy. Just I don't know what
Yeah.
happened to me.
You guys want to go get some coffee? Like,
Right. You want to go fight some squid? Anybody down for squid?
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I could use some squid. Giant
like,
one
okay.
only though.
Right. It was
Oh,
wild
it's
because
so
that was the
dumb.
first time they ever captured like the birth of a humpback, right?
Yeah, one a few times, if not the first. Yeah, it's super rare to see that. I've seen
Right.
orcas being birthed, but I don't care about them. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right. So I was already old enough to know that fact.
Fair enough.
Now you know how
Ah,
it feels.
it's annoying, especially if you put in the effort. If you're just shooting from the hip
Right.
and you're like, what about this one? And the person knows you're like, I didn't put that much effort into that. When you put
Ironclad
effort into
snail.
it, yep. When you put effort into it and you're like, that's annoying. Really hoped that was gonna get a different reaction.
Especially when they call out the era time that the camel lived in.
Yeah,
Oh,
like the specific era, like that just
that's annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I could see you were annoyed, but really?
Right. Because I was just like looking stuff up, and it was kind of one of those where I was reading and going, no, what? Because that's what?
People
No.
forget like horses were here. They like to think that horses weren't here prior to. We've had horses.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff that's been here in the States. Like they've just died off slowly.
Yeah.
So all right, man. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
What we got
So
next, broski?
the other topic was the topic of things you never want to hear from a friend, but that you need to hear from a friend.
I in a few months back, I had an instance where I had to have the situation. My thing for that was having to tell a friend that they were being a bad friend.
Ooh.
It sucked to
Yep.
have to say, but because I care about the relationship, it's something I had to say.
Yeah. I mean,
Because no
I
friend wants
mean,
to hear that they've been a terrible friend to you. No one really wants to hear that,
right.
but they do need to hear it for the relationship to mend. Otherwise, resentment's going to build up.
Yeah. And then you're just sort of stuck with that resentment and the bitterness that happens in the relationship after that.
Right.
But it's like it's interesting because the question that question of like things that you need to hear but you don't want to hear. Like, is there ever an instance where it's something that you need to hear but you don't want to? Like, is there ever an instance where it's actually bad for you to hear those things?
As wait,
As the one hearing, like hearing from someone else, like
are you
because
saying to hear it is bad or
no, I was like as I was writing it down, thinking
uh-huh.
about it, because obviously it's something you don't want to hear,
Right?
but going through those experiences, there's never a moment where I can remember in my own personal experience where it's actually a negative thing. Like for me as a person, it might feel negative, but it's not like a
Oh, okay. Like, for instance, bro, you're not doing drugs with us anymore. What's been going on? We used to kick it all the time, hanging out in my basement, lines for days. What happened?
right.
Yeah, no, I don't think people say that for real, for real. Like, and it be
No.
like that's because that's not good. Like, that's not something they. If I'm told that, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing.
Yep. Where'd you go? Come on now.
just just eyes half cocked. What happened to us, man?
I mean, at that point in
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
depend. Well, at that point in time, if someone's that gone, you can just be like, "I've been here the whole time," and have them be like, "Oh, okay." Just
Man, I could have swore you were gone.
no, I was here the
All
whole time.
right, I
Whole
packed
time.
another one.
Yeah. It's just
But no, to that, I don't think that doesn't make sense because usually that means that person has made a decision to change. Like, as if say I'm hearing something like that, like I've made a decision to change,
hmm
and that's for the better. Me being in a situation isn't. So it doesn't make sense to call me out on a matter like that.
right.
But as far as there's been a couple things um to your question. Like another one that comes to mind is, hey man, you're not really taking care of yourself.
hmm
Because most people, they know they're not taking care of themselves, but to then be called out on it again is like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Now other people see, people recognize that I'm not taking care of myself.
Right.
So it's gotten bad. If other people are seeing it, then it's gotten bad.
Yeah. No, that's I've seen that one. I've had that one. I've had people that have been like, "Hey, I like how
I'm
you
not
just like
pointing
hate.
any. I'm not
Oh,
pointing fingers.
don't even
I'm
don't.
not. I'm not
You know we've
pointing
had that
fingers.
conversation.
I
You
don't know what you're talking about. I
all right.
wouldn't bring up such personal matters. Not
You
on our public forum.
you
Calm down. You're up here like Ross.
okay.
Oh, let me not become a deviant again. No matter
I
how good that episode did.
yeah, I tip towards the master class in gaslighting. Just why
It's a good. I
why
just want to write a sketch where that's the episode.
I mean
It's
it'd be pretty educational for people.
because it is a joke, but also take these matters seriously, guys.
Like
Yo,
yeah.
I'm making jokes, but don't let people gaslight you in real life. That's my
No.
good advice. Jump ahead real quick. Sorry to take over. Don't let
Yeah.
people gaslight you. Unless their name is Jovan, then they're just having fun. Don't worry about him.
Then they're just messing with you.
Yeah, it's a good time. Specifically, Jovan Jordan McRae. Nobody else. Just let him do
That
it.
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, then that's fine.
Yeah.
No, but so then the other follow-up question that I wrote down to
Mm.
that, like things that we need to hear that we don't want to hear, that we're not taking care of ourselves, being bad friends. Like it's always like something that I feel like only people that really care about you, they're only if they really care about you, they're willing to actually like make you mad, which sounds bad, or they're willing to like say something that stings a little bit.
I agree. I'll put it to you like this. Because I care, I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
Like I have to say these things with full disregard of your feelings because I care about you and I want to see you better.
Yep.
So fuck your feelings. We're talking about this.
It's
It's
such a
oxymoronic, dude.
it is. Right. It is. It's completely upside down. But then there's that question of the follow-up question I had was why do you think people can't be real with one another?
Fear,
Of what?
vulnerability. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where people people don't recognize how terrified of everyday situations. Like they don't recognize like how bad it's gotten to the point where they don't approach certain situations where it's like,
Hmm.
so you got to have someone who's at least going to poke and prod you enough to, bro, open the blind and see it's wild out there. Okay. Now we can fix what's wild if we start moving along with it though. Like,
Right. But here's why I wrote it down. I know we've talked about it,
mm,
but like we know that it gets better once we embrace like the vulnerability and that you find people that it's safe. But then why is it still scary even with them later on? Like,
because we
is
don't
it
want to be
still the
hurt then. We still have this notion that, yo, it could be taken away from us at any given time. At any given time.
Mm,
It's the inherent fear of life is it can be snatched away from me whenever. So
yeah,
then to have something built up and in a progressive way and know that that positive thing can still flee away, that's terrifying. So that's part
yeah,
two that comes up is like, now that I've got it, how do I keep it? But then you got to recognize that, yeah, everything's fleeting. So why just continually try and hang on to things that you just cherish the moment of and then move forward? This is why people say, like, so do you really like care about people? Because it sounds wild when you say, yeah, but I'm willing to let it go too. That's
mm,
how much I care, is I'm willing to let it go too.
yeah,
It's because when I don't let things go, they become the controller of me as opposed to me controlling the situation.
yeah.
I want to at least be able to have some semblance of control of my experience and not just have it up to the world and all that. So let me understand that I can control this by saying it's free for you to leave.
Yeah.
It's absolutely okay. I'm glad we had this time, and I'd love to see this experience again. But if it's not, cool.
Yeah. Is there ever a way to outrun it? Do you
No.
think? No, it's just the only. Does
Acceptance
that
is the only way to really conquer the situation. Is
isn't
to
that
turn
such a
around and be like, bring it in.
yeah? It's just it's a weird thing in life because it's such a natural thing to be afraid of,
Mhm.
and then at the same time, the only the only way to overcome it is like to surrender and accept it. It's just so backwards.
It's, I mean, how there's been nothing in life that truly stays just by taking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got to recognize many of these things are gifts, and we hold on to them for a moment, and then we got to be cool with letting these things go. It's like, but just trying to control it with power and power alone is not going to get you by. People, I mean, we see that as the world powers today, and they are struggling to keep us underfoot
Mm-hmm.
because again, power can only stick around for so long. It's
Yeah.
constantly changing. So
Right.
recognize that and then go with the flow. It's all about becoming the just the energy. It's like don't be stuck on the physical manifestation of it, but the energy that stays behind when the other things go. It's the sense of nirvana, becoming one with everything. You can't have any disappointments. You are everything.
Yeah.
So that's the way I see it. And I'm still human, so I still get caught up in it, but it's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit easier for me to turn around and embrace the situation than as opposed to running. I used to run a lot. I used to run. That's my thing in life is I would run from situations if I didn't feel like I could handle it.
Yeah.
And and I didn't want to run anymore. It was tiring. It was tiring mentally,
Mm-hmm.
which became physical tiredness because wasn't sleeping and so forth. So now it's like I'd rather just be with what is as opposed to something that's not.
Yeah. It's true. It's good. It's hard though. I
Hmm.
mean, man,
Oh,
man, is it?
I'd be the first to say it's not easy. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. I'm changing that now because it is easy. It actually is. It The caveat is it's only easy when you've taken the first step.
Yep.
It's gonna be hard if you never take that step.
Yep.
So,
But once you do,
mm,
it's a lot. It's a lot easier.
mhm.
But man, that stopping and turning around, it's so I have so much empathy for people when you can. It's almost like you can see it on them when they're still living that way. Where they're like,
Mhm.
"No, I'm out.
You do.
I
You
just want to be
recognize
like,
it. Mhm.
yeah. I just always want to be like, it's okay. I get it. It's okay.
Right.
Like, it's hard, but I can tell you, like, this way's a lot easier. But it'll feel backwards for a little
Mhm.
bit. It'll feel confusing.
Yep.
So
That I in my collective group, I do try and teach that as well, where it's like it's going to seem weird at first. It is. It's
yeah,
because you're retraining your mind to
yeah.
something that you have constantly fought against. So it's gonna feel as backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was good.
Yeah. By the way,
Hmm.
background, the campsite, that's pretty solid. I like that. It's got
Yeah.
like the bonfire and everything and like the smoke
Mhm.
too.
Yeah. It does a little twinkly bit to go up. It's nice. It's one of my favorites. This one. I was telling Keenan about it actually on Wednesday because he used to do this show. where he would talk about conspiracy theories and whatnot, and he would do it in a tent with Tony Baker, and I was telling him, I really wish he would bring that back, but it was something that he can't bring it back in the same form that he had. Sounds like it was contract thing, but I'm like, well, if you ever do, I got a great backdrop idea for you to go with. So I sent him a picture. He said, yeah, just DM me, and I sent him a picture. So I'm trying to tell everybody about these lights. Govee,
Oh
sponsor
yeah,
your boy. I'm doing work.
I'm doing it.
Sponsor your boy. I'm gonna clip this and just tag him in it on
Just,
Instagram. Hey,
just
you hear I'm doing it. So
yeah.
just send me some. I need a lamp for in the corner here. You got the tall one. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your job. I'm just
Wait,
saying they got
they
a
got a lamp?
sir. Don't make me pull up the catalog.
I
Okay,
thought I
so
thought it
they
was
got
just like the lights behind like the sort of like vertical ones. I didn't realize they had more stuff too.
they got like little hexagonal light up things that you can have for like gamers and whatnot, little designs in the background. Like I said, they got the curtain light strip right up there.
Nice.
Um, and then they got like floor lamps. They've got like desk side lamps. They've got like a galaxy simulator, like a little nebula simulator.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So where you can, it's a music box too. So like you can use it as like a Bluetooth speaker, and it'll have like a cosmic design going on in the background.
See?
Sponsor your boy.
Yeah.
But
So then, ooh, do you have any good bad advice? Or do you want to go with mine?
you got bad advice?
I went for it.
Hey, hit me with some bad advice.
Uh, so the one I had was kind of tied to it, which was don't trust anyone, don't listen to anyone, run away, live by yourself. Don't ever, ever trust or love anyone. They're all lying. They're all out to get you.
I'm feeling personally attacked right now. I'm feeling personally attacked right now.
That's on you. That's not on me.
No,
I didn't.
no. I'm like,
Well,
hmm. Why'd you say it like that? Don't trust anyone. Don't ever love anyone. They're always gonna hurt you. Something. You you know you know what you did.
I think that a lot of us do that.
Oh, all right. At least I'm not alone. Cool. Thought you were attacking me. It would
No,
have been the perfect jab for you.
no, I think a lot of us do that. I think that's what protects all of us from like when people like I've done it when you've been like, "Hey, hey man, you need to work on this." And I'll be like, but do I? Oh, look at the time. I can't talk right now. Bye." Like
You
you
have done that to me.
I mean, I do actually usually need to go, but like trying to weasel out of things and be like,
Mhm.
"No,
Oh yeah, because we still got to play Power World. I'm so glad you reminded me. That's what
oh,
I forgot to mention last week. This man's been gaslighting me for a month and a half now. He said, "Yo, we'll play at least one time." And you know who hasn't played one time? This guy here. He's a gaslighter. He's a gaslighter.
you can't call me the gaslighter when you're gaslighting. You can't do that at the same time.
Isn't that the definition of gaslighting?
To use their own definition into a well, yeah, that is. See, it's working. See,
No, but
it's
you did. You gave me some little bit of. Here's the thing. Now I'm gonna tell the crowd that we had a drink at 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, no, I'm gonna tell them we had a shot at 9 o'clock in the morning when I hung out in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I've been holding it in because I've been expecting you to play Power Word with me. Nope, now I'm pulling it out. He's a
okay.
drinker, guys. He be drinking a lot all the time, drunk every day. He's drinking right now. What's in that coffee cup? Good. You know how much of a drinker he is? I bet you there's booze in that can.
Peach flavored sparkling.
It's
I mean,
booze, peach
yeah.
flavored sparkling booze. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
Do they
That's
actually
it.
make do they make peach flavored stuff?
Booze? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Ugh.
gross. It's disgusting. Yeah, they make peach flavored whiskeys and shit. It's nasty.
Oh,
I see how you just like deflected that, so I would just stop. It was good. It was good. I'm still expecting to play Power though. That's a fact. Also, real quick before we go, I don't have a watch on. Uh, so Jill tried to call me out yesterday on something on our way back from the store, and she one I was cracking a joke saying I don't roast anybody, I don't pick on nobody. You could just ask Brandon, and she's like, if I ask it, she's like, you roast him all the time. I was like, name one time. She's like, you keep telling him he has a punchable face. I'm like, ma'am, that's not a roast. That's facts. That's facts. And then I was like,
mm.
do you disagree? The way in which she shut up so quickly.
No, Jill, for real?
When I tell you, she hit me with the side eye, like, you might have a point. Say, yo, I have to tell
My,
her. I'm like, yo, I'm not out here lying. He has a punchable face. She's like, that's still mean though. I'm like, that's not mean. It's just true. It's just true. And she's like, I was like, so I mean, do you agree or do you disagree? And she's like, mm, it's not mean if it's that true.
just so you know, all roasts are true. Every single one.
No, that's
That's
not
why they're
true.
funny. That
No, I've
they
definitely
exact.
roasted off some bullshittery.
No. Because like no, because most roasts do require some element of truth in order to make it funny and applicable.
Most.
It's exaggerated, but it does have a kernel of truth. So the whole like, no, it's not a roast because it's true. Like, no, that you just still defined the roast, and Jill was right.
I
You
don't
do
think I'm
roast
roasting
people.
you though. I don't believe that I'm roasting you. I just think that I'm saying a fact that we all agree upon. You
I'm
even
definitely,
agree with me.
I'm definitely gonna get punched sometime, and I'll be like, "This is you." I got punched because someone was like,
When we do our
"Yes."
countrywide tour in a couple years,
Bum, bum,
and
bum, bum, bada, bum, bada, bum.
someone's like, "You do have a punchable face." Bam! That was a punchable face.
Just
I
ah.
got it. I did liken it to a punching bag. It's soft and plushy.
I'm telling you, I got a chin like Mike Tyson. I
I
could take a hit.
I don't think that's true. That is a fragile jawline if I've ever seen one.
Nope.
Okay. So we're boxing next time I'm in Minnesota, and we're gonna record it for the people. I'm
No, because
glad you
that
no,
no
because
no
now
no
we gotta
no
test the
no no
theory.
no no
It's
no
your
no
theory. I'm just
no
willing to do the scientific experiment.
no because we know we. Here's the thing. All right, therapist hat on, right? I know
Take it
that
off.
there's a side. No,
Do your little
I
thing.
we there's everyone has a mode like so normally like not when I say everyone has a mode you and I have this like back and forth right
True.
and generally I will back down and not push the line because I'm like you can have that one I'm not going to necessarily push too far on that because that would be rude and lacking in self-control. I get worried if I'd be like if we're boxing and be like this is going down and if you had that and well it just would like be this.
Why do you think you just point me out as this overly aggressive person
Oh, I'm
who's
saying
gonna
that
knock you out? And I'm not
no,
that's
no, I'm saying that I think I would like go to like remember, okay, full disclosure, everyone. I may or may not have gotten kicked out of like seventh or eighth grade basketball games when I, as a child, said some unsavory things to the ref and got kicked out as a small child because I was like way too competitive. Way too competitive.
This, this is this is everything I've been waiting for.
I'm just telling you. And so if we start throwing hands in a boxing ring, I'm worried that there's a part of me that'd be like just straight primal and be like,
This, I want this.
no, no.
I want it. That's how you know I'm dark as fuck. It's like that part
That's
right there.
that's what I worry. That's what I worry about. When you're like, yeah, more of that, and I'm like, I've worked
Dude,
really hard.
I'm
Make,
like,
I've worked really hard with that part.
amp it up. I'm like, yes.
Nope.
I have a problem, guys. The thing is, not only do I want to see the best in people, but I know there's darkness that's brewing in everyone, and I want to see that too.
Yeah, but if you worked hard to like make sure you're like moving in healthy ways, it's not a
I,
very friendly. It's not a good friend move to try and awaken things that they've worked really hard to like manage, heal, process through.
if
Just
you've
saying.
if you've managed it and controlled it so well, then you should be able to test that theory.
Yes, except when people are like testing it, like what happens?
It's tested and it's pass fail.
Yeah, but that means I still gotta hop in a ring and get beat, and then I'll be like,
Not necessarily, because if again, if you never take it to that point, then I'm never gonna take it to that point, which means it's just sparring. Also, do not get in the ring with me. I have a tendency to lose it. I'll tell you the story next time. It was an accident, Dallas. I'm still apologizing. A couple years later, my bad.
what did you do to Dallas?
Listen, it was an accident. It was an accident, and it's a story for another week. On that
All right.
note, we'll bid you adieu, and we'll see you next time. Peace and love, guys.